Amara was only 15 when strange things began to happen. She lived in a small village surrounded by tall trees and dry fields. Every morning before sunrise, she went to fetch water from the stream. One day, as she bent to fill her clay pot, a soft voice moved through the air. It was not loud, yet it was clear. It called her name gently. She looked around, but there was no one there. The trees stood still. The birds were quiet. From that day, the wind followed her. It brushed her hair softly and circled her feet like a playful child. When she sat alone, it whispered words she could not fully understand. She tried to ignore it, but the voice kept returning. Soon, she realized something strange: she could answer it, and it would respond. Amara began to speak back to the wind in secret. At first, she was afraid people would think she had lost her mind. So she waited until night when everyone slept. She would step outside her father's hut and whisper her questions into the darkness. The wind answered in soft rustling sounds, guiding her thoughts and calming her fears. It told her about distant lands, hidden rivers, and storms forming beyond the hills. One evening, the wind warned her of danger. It spoke of dry days ahead and empty barns. It told her that a great drought was coming. Amara's heart beat fast. She did not know if she should tell the village elders. Who would believe a girl who claimed the wind spoke to her? Fear almost kept her silent, but courage pushed her forward. The next day, Amara went to the village square where the elders gathered. With trembling hands, she shared the warning. The men looked at one another and laughed softly. Some shook their heads. They told her she was too young to understand such matters. Others said the wind was just playing tricks on her imagination. Days passed, and the sky slowly changed. The clouds disappeared. The stream grew thinner. The farms began to crack under the burning sun. The laughter of the elders faded as hunger slowly entered the village. Soon, people began to remember the words of the girl who spoke to the wind. When the drought became unbearable, the villagers turned to Amara. Children cried from hunger, and farmers stared helplessly at their dying crops. The elders came to her father's hut with humble hearts. They asked her to speak to the wind again. Amara stepped into the open field and closed her eyes. She called out softly, asking the wind to help her people. The wind answered with a strong rush that lifted dust into the air. It guided her to an old path behind the forest that no one had used in years. She followed it and found a hidden spring flowing clear and fresh between rocks. The villagers quickly dug channels from the spring to their farms. Water returned to the soil, and life slowly came back. From that day forward, no one laughed at Amara again. The village honored her gift and listened whenever she spoke. But Amara never claimed power for herself. She always said she was only a listener. The wind did not belong to her, it belonged to the world. She simply paid attention when others did not. As she grew older, she taught the children to sit quietly and respect the sounds of nature. And sometimes, when the sun was setting and the sky was calm, the villagers would see her standing alone, smiling gently as the wind moved around her, still whispering, still guiding, and still calling her name.